said to George, I said, did you see that idiot next to us? I said, waving like it. I said, I don't know who the hell it is. I didn't recognize the vehicle, and that was mainly what I was looking at, because,
Alex's.
oh, okay. Because I didn't really get a glimpse of who was sitting in there. I just waved. But I didn't recognize the vehicle at all. And it's 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep. Call the meeting order. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kevin?
Here.
Gary?
Here.
Deb?
Here.
Here, absent, and Deb. Here. Visitors, anybody have any comments? Anybody? Okay, move on, reports, plan commission, Dorothy. Oh, wait a second, approval of town board minutes for November 9th, I'm sorry.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Plan commission, Dorothy.
Okay, we sent the chapters back so that they could go over and we had any corrections and things like that. Our next meeting that we have, we're going to start working on the maps for the comprehensive plan.
Mhm.
And that, as far as meeting with the county on the farmland preservation, it's kind of up in the air at this point due to COVID, due to their scheduling, due to our scheduling. It'll probably happen next year.
Well, that ain't that far away. But I said, that's not that far away.
No,
The questions that you guys were gonna send to the county,
we have not, that hasn't been on our thing yet. We haven't had our meeting.
but you're going to. You're gonna put that on this next meeting.
Right,
Okay.
but also, as a plan commission, we looked at chapter 17,
Uh-huh.
because any corrections or anything that we want to have done for their chapter 17 ordinances,
Uh-huh.
this is our month to be able to do it. I don't know if the town board submitted anything or not.
I didn't get anything to submit.
But
It's
we
their
all got to
annual
say no.
review. It's just their annual, okay, so.
Yeah,
Alright.
question?
Bruce?
Yeah. Since I was at that meeting, and is there some reason why we need to submit questions to the people that are supposed to have the answers?
I talked to Lane about that, and I said to him, I said, well, one of my questions is how much of our township is actually in farmland preservation? And he said, that's why we'd like some of the questions submitted early, because we don't have this answer at our fingertips. He said, we'd have to look it up. He said, so there's some things they're gonna have to look up ahead of time, if they possibly can. So that
But
they're,
one of the biggest problems we have is what the rules are.
uh-huh,
It's not who's in it, it's how many people have to be in it, how many people.
well, we have to have so much
If
acreage.
somebody wants to get out, but they have to maintain 20%
Mhm.
or whatever the number is,
Mhm.
how do
Because
we
I-
make that decision?
I know the one question, like I said, I wanted to know how much of our township is in farmland preservation, because we have to maintain 80%, I believe, in order for everybody to stay in farmland preservation. Am I correct on that?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure, and that's the reason why I asked. I mean, they should have this question. They should
Uh-huh.
have the answer to that. You don't have to look that, if they have to look that up, then we're paying them for something that they're not doing.
Well, the amount of acreage is what,
Well, and
That's what
and in
he's
my
talking about.
conversation with Mr. Lane, he wants to have a closed session.
well, we can't do that.
And I told him I will not do that. As
Well,
plan
we
commission, I
can't.
can't do that. I said that town board can, but I can't,
We can't even do that.
you know. And I just didn't get a real good feeling when he went down that road.
Mhm. Well, what he wants to do is have the plan commission, have the town board, and just have a meeting before getting involved with all the public. And I understand what he's looking at, but as far as going into closed session, we can't do that.
And okay, you know, open records law and all that.
We have to
stinks.
post it at any
Yeah.
meeting, so that's just the way that is. I mean, we can't do a closed session because the county's coming down, and it don't work that way.
No, we can just have a meeting and not have public comment.
No.
We're just gonna have, a meeting. Dorothy will have the meeting, actually. It'll be the plan commission having a meeting, and it'll be just a, review of farmland preservation, that's really all it's gonna be, so. And there won't be any decisions made at that time, so. Any questions?
I got a question, I don't know if it should be, the plan commission approved Ross's CSM,
Mm-hmm,
and then the board approved it,
yeah,
and it got sent on. Do we hear back from them?
if it doesn't get approved.
Okay. Well, Ross's road,
Yeah,
there's something wrong.
why?
Well, I guess the nearest we can figure out, the county came and put stakes in along the road.
Mm-hmm,
And I talked to Russ tonight, and he said, well, Greenland was supposed to get everything right,
mm-hmm,
because on one side of the road, the stake was in the ditch, and the other side, it's like 30 feet off the road. So something, when that road was laid out, something ain't right. But
I haven't heard
I guess
anything,
they-
have you, Patty? No. Would that have been, the state looking at that, by any chance? With adding that to our Whistler?
They would have called,
Yeah,
they would have gone out and done stakes.
no. Who would have gone, a county wouldn't have?
well, I thought maybe Pat put something in,
Uh-huh.
you know, so he could, so
Yeah.
he knows, because this isn't a straight road.
Does he know he's supposed to even plow?
I talked to him about it, and I says, well, I haven't heard back if they accepted it yet or not.
I'm
But
sure
because,
they
you know,
did.
it's not a straight road, so I thought, well, maybe he went and put the stakes in,
Uh-huh.
so he can sort of see when he plows, and he said he didn't do it. I first noticed it one day last week,
I have
and
no
then
clue.
one of the neighbors said, yeah, well, they put him up the week before,
Maybe Breland did put them up.
but anyway, the coordinates, you know, it ain't gonna be right, but that's not our problem, I guess.
Right,
I don't
according
know.
to what though? I guess I don't quite
Unless the
understand.
original CMS was done where the road was supposed to be, the GPS didn't match up.
Well, either GPS won't match up to the coordinates he put down, or they moved the road from, I have no idea.
Well, the road is there,
I mean, yeah, it's there and it's close.
so, and we haven't heard anything from county or state or.
Yeah, I didn't know if we
Or
were,
Breland, so, and I think he wanted, we did email them to him when they were going into the meeting like the next day, wasn't it? So, that's already been passed, I'm sure,
I'm sure it has.
otherwise we'd have heard back by now. So what those stakes are for, I have no clue. Are you done, Dorothy?
Pardon, I'm done.
Okay. Got anything else, Gary, that pertains to plan commission? Adam?
All right. Since the last meeting, we've had 3 fire calls, 10 EMS calls, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 1 grass fire, and I've issued 5 burning permits. We accepted Brooke Zimmerman as a full member after her year of probation. Engine 10 is waiting on valve work at Red Power Diesel, so it'll be going in on Wednesday. There was a delay last week when we tried to take it down. We blew out a fan on the engine. That has since been repaired, however, not for the PO that I required, was $5,002 that Red Power quoted. We actually found through Farmway, he was able to secure us a fan for $473. I have to get that in writing yet, and I'll get that in for the
So then we
PO.
won't need the 5,000?
No, saved us some money, or Pat saved us some money. He went through his sources and
Mm-hmm.
got us the fan. It wasn't as unusual as Red Power claimed it was. Because they had initially said we couldn't get the part and they had to upgrade it.
that's the electrical cooling fan?
Yeah, the clutch, there was no clutch on that. That was, we went back, looked at the build books. We never put the clutch in. That was quoted in the initial build design. But when we signed off and had it built, that was never included. That was taken out. So it's just a straight drive fan. Direct drive, pardon me. Language here, direct drive is what it's called. But yeah, that was, Cody replaced it Saturday, so it's back in service. It's usable. Vehicle 8, we put a new battery Sunday because we went to a call, it died while on scene. So we had the battery tested today. yesterday, sorry. Batteries tested yesterday and it did not hold a charge. That bill was submitted. Tanker 2 has a leak in the water tank near the chutes on the rear end. I'm working with Red Power right now to get a price on repairs. And that I should have by Wednesday at the latest. Training, all training has been moved to online, virtual. There's a virtual training open to all fire departments. It's free with a lot of good stuff. So it's gonna be what we use for the next couple of months till things kind of hopefully quiet down with COVID. Station is still locked down to the public. All members are wearing masks and calls and social distancing when we need to while in the station. One of the AED batteries did die, so we'll be getting that ordered shortly here. Lori is working on getting that.
What's that for?
For the AED, we have an AED on the rescue, vehicle 8, engine 10, and the ladder, the automatic external defibrillator.
Okay,
It's used on EMS calls. The LifePack 500, one of the older ones, the battery finally went on it, so
so you need new batteries for those?
yeah,
Okay.
and that's all I have.
I get a question on that.
Sure.
Where's that Red Power diesel at?
Appleton,
Oh,
it's in Fremont, but just by Appleton.
So, like that hole in the tank, can't you get that fixed out here at, like, stainless?
Yep, that's what, we had, Cody took it in today to get it looked at. They said they wouldn't be able to know for sure until they got somebody in there and fully assessed what was going on. So, I'm working with him as the preliminary numbers. I was gonna go visit him tomorrow before work, get it in writing, and then we're gonna make a plan for the new year. It's not a, it's about 10 gallons a day it loses, so as long as we keep it topped off, somebody checks it every day, every couple of days we'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Is that steel or stainless?
It's all stainless,
And it's got a hole in it?
yeah. What
I
he
thought it
had,
was stainless, that's why I was like.
he attributed to something with the welds. I don't remember the exact term he used, but essentially it's a bacteria that gets into the welds and starts degrading it over time. And they're claiming that's an older tank. We used a refurb tank. We were all under the impression it was a new tank, so we're looking into our build book to see what's actually in there. So I don't have any numbers right now. That'll be something I'll work on here in the next couple of days with Red Power, not Red Power, but Stainless Center. Stainless and Repair here in Marshall.
And the thing is, you know, one section's bad, what's the rest of it?
Right, it's not the actual tank from what they're telling me, it's on the where the water comes out and dumps on the rear end. Something with the welds on there, because there's a weld, and basically it's a box that comes out, and then there's 3 chutes that come off of that. It's on one of the welds, but I guess there's multiple spots that are corroding away like that, and we just saw that one spot so far that actually has a drip of water coming out of it fairly significantly. So,
You can weld stainless with mild steel, which corrupts the stainless, so if it
Well-
wasn't welded the right stainless at
Yeah.
the point, you end up, stainless will rust if it's corrupted.
yeah.
Adam, you guys had your election over there? For new seats?
Yes, all officers are the same except for the treasurer and secretary, are the only ones that change.
Okay, because those are gonna have to be submitted so they can be board approved.
Okay.
We'll need that.
Okay.
I don't know if you wanna do that for next meeting, because we'll be having another meeting this month.
Right.
You can get that to me,
Yes,
just email it to me.
okay.
All right, anything else for Adam?
Adam, those boxes by the door over there, those are your, reader board letters.
Okay.
You wanna grab them, please?
Also, one more thing, Adam, who was posting the agenda for you guys?
Between Alicia and Michaela.
Okay, tell those girls that I want a copy, and the board, we have requested that all board members get a copy of the agendas.
I'm not emailing them?
No, and also, they're not signing the agenda when they're posting it, so we have no idea what time or a date they're posting this. They need to sign those.
And Alicia has all your emails?
Oh, yeah.
She should have them? Okay.
If not, she can just send it to me and I'll forward it,
Okay.
whatever works if she doesn't have it.
Yeah, I know they got mine because they used to email their reports to us too.
What kind of,
With the computers, you wanted us to set up email?
do you want a separate email than what you've got, or no?
Part of me doesn't really care, but if you're using your personal email now with your government stuff, everything is acceptable.
It is anyway. I mean, if you put it on, you gotta go online to get your email, correct? Okay, so you're using it at home. So unless you want a separate email address, then you would have that specifically for on that computer. It's up to you. Anything else for Adam? All right, Jess.
We haven't had a meeting, but I did do some research into this FEMA grant for the fire department for the Cascade system.
Mm-hmm.
It requires an EHP review, which has to be done prior. But it's not open for, application yet either. It just says opening soon, so I'm not sure exactly when that's gonna open up. And then there's just a 5% cost share for us if we get awarded it.
That ain't bad.
No, it's really not.
Which
But
program is
it
that?
did mention the Cascade system specifically, so at least we know what we covered.
Okay.
Which program?
It was the FEMA Assistance to Firefighters Grant.
Anything else, Jess?
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay, for library, I have a meeting with them tomorrow morning, and still hasn't really gotten me anything on that additional $14,000 that they want, so I'll find out about that tomorrow. Buildings and grounds is nothing, newsletter there's nothing, CIP plan we gotta get done. The bridge, the price went up on the bridge up to $202,000 for our share. And the reason it went up was when they had first applied for all this, they were going by the traffic on posted roads, okay? So when I got a hold of them and said, well, that traffic is gonna go up considerably once they take the posting off that bridge, then they had to re-engineer it, so it's gonna be, what the heck did they say? About $25,000 more, so the total project is $202,429 for our share. So then we'll get that, half that back, or whatever the heck it is, the following year. But just so you're aware, I think we have 200,000 put away for it. Am I correct, Steve, for the bridge? How much do we have put away for the bridge total?
We've got, CD that's maturing for about I'm gonna say 51,000, and we had $60,000 CD
Okay, so
mature
we're
back in
good.
November.
So we're good on that. But I just wanted to make you aware of that one. So that one's done. Let's see, next.
Yeah, I get calls all the time when somebody's going over it. I said, after it's replaced next year, then you ain't gotta worry about it. I said, there ain't nothing I can do. I'm not gonna go sit up there. I said,
Well, they go through it, they can buy it. That's pretty much what it amounts to. If they can't read, that's on them.
It would just save us a lot of money, so
Yeah.
let it happen. Just kidding.
Yes.
Just kidding, it was a joke. I know.
Our furnace has been, it's over there. I don't know if he's got it completely installed yet, but it's there. And our overhead door should be going in soon also. And I think that was it for my notes. Is there anything else, Patty, you can think of?
The only other thing that you and I talked about was whether or not we're gonna do the town advocacy council, but I guess we could do that in the claims.
Okay. Yeah, we'll hold off till then. Garbage and recycling, Gary Mayo's not here, and I haven't heard anything, if there's any issues at this point.
The only issue is at the end of the agenda.
Yeah, I know. Well, that will take care of it. Gary Highway. You pretty much covered it under planning and what else you got?
Well, I don't,
I said you got yours pretty well covered already according to planning and,
oh, Pat had to get tires for the front of the
okay,
tractor.
okay.
That he plowed, and I said, well, if you need to, yeah, go ahead. And it's not like we're wearing any of the equipment out this year. Plowing.
Yeah. But you did also make Pat aware he's gonna be plowing over there, so, and there's,
I did tell him, and you'll be plowing that. I said, once I find out for sure it was accepted.
I'm sure it was.
I said, so,
Because actually, when we went to, Patty went to send it into Whistler, she talked to them and they were wondering why the first portion of it wasn't sent in back in 2013 for Whistler.
we all know why.
Well, yeah, we know why, but we can't tell them that, you know. It was missed.
But I don't think he ever deeded that over.
Yeah, he did. It was in the 2013 papers.
So yeah, because he didn't remember ever doing it
That was in there, wasn't it?
when I talked to Russ.
That was all in.
That first CSM had like 5 pages to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he actually gave them the, because he's got to supposed to actually give them a deed
Mm-hmm.
to that land.
Yeah,
That's my understanding, and he didn't think he ever did.
I sent everything from 2013 and from 2020 down to the state. If it's wrong, they'll let me know.
yeah.
If not, they'll add it on to the mileage for the GTA.
Which will help.
And I know Russ got something, I don't know who he got it from. His son-in-law told me the other day, but it had to do with the road, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't me.
Don't know what it is. He didn't say anything. Okay. Mr. Steve.
Well, the accounts reconciled to the bank. Like I mentioned before, we do have a certificate of deposit that's maturing towards the end of January. The First State Bank checking account has been closed. And I'm kind of curious, why we got so much cash on hand at the end of the year? Do we get a lot of disbursements coming up?
Yes.
Okay. That's it?
Any questions for Steve? Okay. All right, let's get into the grants for the EMS and fire.
Motion to approve.
Huh? Well, we need a motion to approve Steve's financial.
I make such a
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, the grants, Patty, I'm gonna put that one on you, the EMS for fire, is that,
So that one is on there because they're planning on applying for Wausau Mutual.
okay.
And
So we need permission to apply for a Wausau Mutual, it's $1,000 grant, am I
Yes.
correct? So I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Routes to recovery.
the final reimbursement was submitted and we got reimbursed $32,922. I actually submitted more than that, but they gave it to us. It was a total submission of $34,567.93. They reimbursed $32,922. They did not reimburse some signs for the election, which I could put under CTCL, or the extra storage from the website. A portion of the furnace was deducted, and the extra thermometers for EMS was declined as well.
think it was what, $748 is the difference for the furnace?
I submitted 15,184, they paid 14,455 and 99 cents. I think they just took the overage off of the biggest one that was submitted. And that's already deposited, that 32,000.
So we got that already.
Yeah.
So our furnace and air conditioning down there cost us actually $728. So, not too bad.
The wet CARES and the SEC grants. The CARES grant is closed out, the final expense sufficient equal the amount awarded, and that was $1,659.70. The WEC grant, the final submission is due by the end of the year. That was an award of $1,200, and so far I'm at $1,047.12. The CTCL election grant, we were awarded $5,000, and in the check report, which is coming up, is the largest of the expense for that was for the Express Vote handicap accessible voting machine. That's $3,482. So remaining funds on that is $1,518, which will include some of the expenses that R2R did not reimburse. And then there's other elections. They've also extended that into next year if I can't come up with enough for this year.
Do you know what our total grants were that we did get this year?
All of them. Plus we had culverts and we had cost share.
No, I'm just talking about with this,
With this?
stuff. Yes.
So
What was it,
38, 34,
Almost
just
40.
about 42,
42, okay.
41.
Okay, then we need the clerk's report.
So there's 2 zoning permits on Marsh Road, 1 on Meadow and 1 on Birch Tree Road. And then the checks in your list are checks 18100 through 18134, including EFTs 2020-83 through 2020-89, in the amount of $36,563.77. And also on the report, you'll see those journal entries. That's what we use to close out the accounts and transfer the funds from First State to Associated, and we did the journal entries because we got a cashier's check, so there's no check number involved there.
So we need a motion to approve the checks.
Motion to approve checks as presented.
Yeah, we need a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Here,
Where were them bills? Kid that came from 2019.
What?
bills?
What's that?
Well, there's,
The checks.
one was
Counts
for
payable.
footprint from last fall in 19.
There's actually a few bills from 2019 that are included in here. Yep. It was Quick Print, which was their printing for, I believe, the banners for Fall Fest last year.
Yeah.
And then there was another one for fire safety, which is boots.
Those are back in 19.
Those were both from 19, yeah. Ernie brought in emails from those vendors that said, hey, we got these outstanding bills and there's no payment on them. I can't find invoices in the office, so it
Just
just,
couldn't find any on our end either, I looked.
yeah,
Well,
Maybe with everything going on with this COVID thing that they got that up on their end too, who knows?
it just broke down, and fire safety's done that before.
oh, yeah, Jefferson Fire. The one for fire safety in here, that one's actually the trigger hoses for 2% dues. 5,000.
Right, but we're still looking for a size 11 and a size 9 boot from fire safety, right? Or is
That
that,
was Jefferson Fire, yeah.
that was Jefferson? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, what caught me when I was looking on the computer, where you got the breakdown.
Yeah, I seen that too. Yeah.
And it's like Fall Fest. We didn't have Fall Fest this year. Well, then I looked and I saw the date. Well, then I saw the other one.
Just an old bill.
And it's like, bills laying around somewhere, or we never got billed, or, I mean, it doesn't look good for the township.
Well, wasn't on us because
Yeah.
we didn't have any record of it, so we're paying them because we got them. So, any other questions?
There's others that Ernie and I have been working on that have said, hey, this bill isn't paid, and Ernie and I can go track them down and pay this. And you're looking at 2. Not like that.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, Patty, insurance renewal?
Well, we were gonna have you vote on this tonight, but Marshall Insurance has not received the updated insurance quotes for the insurance, and we're also waiting on an update to the quote for the additional cybersecurity that was approved by the board last year. So if you table this till the end of the year meeting,
I'll make that motion that we table it till the next meeting. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carried.
Kevin, was that you? Second?
I did.
Aaron?
All right, new business, set the date for the year-end special board meeting. Is the 29th of December going to work for everybody? It's on a Tuesday.
unless it's a snowstorm, yes.
Adam, that'll work for you?
It's far enough out I can switch the schedule.
Okay. What time? Time you guys wanna do this?
What does it entail? I mean, is it like an extra long meeting or what?
It's hours.
Yeah, sometimes they break out. I mean, I just,
Well, actually, we're gonna have 2 things on there. We're gonna have the insurance that we're gonna have to look over, and we're gonna have to approve the end of the year checks at this point. That's where we're at. I'm guessing probably an hour roughly for everything.
You'll also have your fire departments.
Fire departments, what, oh, to approve their,
Officers.
so that's minor.
Right, but that's on your
Yeah.
agenda.
He'll get that to us.
it doesn't matter to me.
Time you get done working.
I think I actually am off that day too, so I can do it.
What time, guys?
He works till 3.
So if we had a meeting at, well, 5 o'clock work for you, Adam?
Yeah.
Patty?
Sure.
Will 4 o'clock work for anybody? Let's
Yeah.
check this. Huh?
Yeah.
4 o'clock for you?
Yeah.
Will 4 work for you?
Yeah, whatever time you tell me.
Okay, let's do 4 o'clock. And we can get it done. We're getting into the older season here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, we need to set the date for the caucus. And that should probably be right before our meeting in January.
January 11th at 6 p.m.
That's the date for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need a motion for that one, don't we?
We need a motion to vote on.
Okay, for the end of the year one too?
Mhm.
I'll make the motion for the end of the year board meeting to be 12/29 at 4 p.m. and the caucus to be January 11th at 6 p.m.
A second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion's carried. 2 and 1, ambulance contract renewal. How much is that one, Patty?
59,000. $59,102 payable in 2 equal installments due February 15th and August 15th.
What was it last year?
59,000.
Same price.
That didn't go up much.
That's what
They
I,
didn't go up at all.
That's surprising.
I wonder how come, does it say or no?
Usually that's like,
Well, let's do this one really quick then, before it does.
And that's with Marshfield.
Yeah,
yeah. Holy crap.
yeah, because normally it goes up by 6% a year, so.
Yeah, at least that, not more.
So we need a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion to approve.
In a second,
I'll second.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Employee Christmas bonuses, gifts, annual wage review. All right, where's my annual wage review? Can we put that in here? Or do I have that separate? All right, Pat is at $20.05.
50, that's a typo.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, where'd 5 cents come? Plus he gets a, what is it, $1 put into his retirement? $2, sorry, I'm wrong there. And then plowing,
Pat's at 2050 with $2 retirement, plow is 18, labor is 14.
any changes on that one, Gary? Leave it? Okay. Election, Patty?
They're at, chief inspectors are at 14, which there's only one per every election, everybody else is at 12. I don't have any changes for that, but one of the higher paid municipalities,
Okay,
and they're happy.
okay. We just raised theirs not too long ago, wasn't it?
Last year,
2017,
Or the year before.
17,
Yeah,
or
we did
16.
pretty good raise from what they were.
Yeah, 'cause they were at the lousy $8 an
They were
hour.
at $8 an hour.
Yeah,
Been that way for I don't know how many years.
yeah.
Not as many as our salaries.
Mhm. Clerk salaries at 35,568. You wanna make any changes there? And we can't go down.
They could. I mean, I will.
And the treasurer's at 12,000. Any changes there? Good with that? Firefighters are at 17, am I correct, Adam?
Yep.
Anything there? Okay. And then Cammie, the one that comes in, does her cleaning, she gets 10 an hour. Anybody wanna make any change? She's cheap, yeah, too, well, she's too, you probably wouldn't get her that cheap. So then, for Christmas gifts, what I have is, Pat last year had 2,500. That was with that bonus that we had given him. So I'm thinking, what do you guys wanna do, 100, 150 this year? Cause he's not getting 2,500.
When they get the years before.
I think he got 100, wasn't it?
100 or?
Pat,
Yeah.
prior to that, in 19, we all, well, he got 25, but I thought he had like 250 in years before, and everybody else got 100 or 50.
I don't think it was that high, Patty. I thought his was like 100 or 150.
Why was it so much higher last year?
He hadn't had a raise in there for a while
And we were kind of compensated because of the health insurance.
Oh,
and.
That he wasn't getting any.
Wanting us to give him health insurance and, you know.
Yeah, we're not obligated to do that, so we took kind of the unnecessary evil on that one. And it was a one-time bonus and that was it, so.
and he knows that.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
but
I
there's
I
not-
was thinking that we were getting 100 and the part-timers were getting 25, isn't that what it was?
well, Patty, Steve, G, and Rod all got 100 last year, wasn't it? Yes.
Yes.
And, well, Cammie wasn't there last year. So what I propose, how much you wanna give Pat? You wanna go 200, 250? What do you wanna do? $100, 150?
Go 200.
Yeah. I mean, he's full-time.
Okay. All right, with Patty, I would like to give her a larger bonus this year for a Christmas present simply because of having 5 flipping elections. So I'd like to go 500 on hers this year. Steve, I'd like to go 150 because he helped bail out some of those ballots and helped with the elections. There was a lot of work there, over and above what we normally have, because what do we have next year? 1 election at this point?
Yes.
1, so we'll be back to normal
And,
business next
and
year.
and I think this year that, I'm sure Patty put in a lot more hours in a lot of them weeks and.
For what, the election?
Well, yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's why I'm
that-
saying,
That would be above above and beyond what
Yep,
normally was, you know, and she's on salary, so
yep,
I think she took the shorts a little bit this year.
that's what I kinda thought too, that's right, unless you wanna go more than 5.
No.
Just
Why
asking.
didn't you start hiring?
And then Jean, leave at 100,
Is Gene blowing?
as far as I know.
He's also helping them do the plows and the snow fence and stuff like that.
I mean, that's what he got last year, so. And then Rod, what do you wanna do with him? You got 100 last year.
Looks like Adam gets it this year.
No, Adam was not a part-time employee, because it's not as, Rod was helping Pat. It's not as fire chief, it's part of the, because they don't get it as fire
As
chief.
Oh, so it's as a.
It was
Right,
that,
they're employees.
right. So what would you like to do there?
Are we doing 100 for all part-time employees?
No. We did for Jean. And Cammie's a part-time employee, and she's new on this one. So what do you wanna do with Rod?
Is,
What I'm asking.
is she gonna be year-round?
Cammie? Yeah, yeah.
Because I thought when she was hired, it was just gonna be for,
No, she comes in and cleans every week. Or if there isn't a lot of cleaning, then she helps Patty with filing. So, kind of pick up the extra crap.
She's been cleaning, trust me. She hasn't been filing anything.
You're not letting her know, huh? Well, and she helped with elections.
She helped with the elections, she helped fold the ballots and stuff them in envelopes and do all the folding that had to be done.
Just
Okay,
keep
we're
it
Rod, yeah.
Let's keep
Still on
him,
Rod.
let's just keep him at 100, that's what he was at last year, right? Did he
Yeah.
do the same amount of work this year?
Well, up until last quarter, so leave it at 100. And then Cammie, what would you like to do with her?
I mean, I would say the same.
Okay. Anybody else? So that puts Pat at 200, Patty at 500, Steve at 150, Jean, Rod, and Cammie all at 100. I need a motion to,
and just so you know, the guy from Scott stopped at my house the other day and wanted to give me some gloves. Nice gloves,
mhm,
but I couldn't accept them because we can't. But I did, and
you put them in there,
and
right?
these, a couple of these little, for
Put them up there?
Pat, and Pat doesn't wanna use them.
Well, I grabbed a pair, because I'm gonna use them, because when I move those tables and chairs and crap up there, I need a pair of gloves.
You know, I said I can't do it
Mhm.
myself because, you know,
Yeah.
I may get in trouble.
Yeah.
And a couple of them little calendars, you know, they can put in equipment,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in your vehicle, some stick-ons.
Sticky ones.
Okay, I need a motion.
Which I thought was, you know, pretty nice that he would.
Exactly, it was. Normally what they do is they'll send us a fruit basket, or they'll stop in the office and drop cups and pens off, or something like
I
that.
mean, they looked like they were nice gloves.
Okay,
Or line, your eye, and,
I need a motion.
okay, I'll make that motion.
Kevin made the motion. Would you like to
Okay.
second that, Gary?
No, I want to make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What else we got in here? Okay, that part's covered. Pavilion overhead doors. All right, we have 2 doors that are gonna be coming out of there. Those roll-up metal, they're 12 by 7s. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I had asked Larry Seaver if he was interested in wanting them, and Barb said no. So- And the reason I had asked him was because he was the one that always went down and took care of the park, and he had mentioned a while back if we wanted to get rid of them down the road, you know, he would take them. But Barb said no. So I had told him, anybody that could use them in our township, give them to him. Or if it's somebody out of the township, they could buy them. But I've heard nothing. Does anybody know of anybody who would want them?
What's their value?
I would say maybe $50.
Okay, then, I don't, okay.
Yeah, they're-
Continue.
I mean, they're not much, they're
Fred
just
should be
started.
able to give you like a value on them and then just post them on Facebook for sale. Can you do that?
Sure you can.
No, do it, and then the township can just get the money from it.
Right, because when I had talked to, what's his name, Fred,
Yes.
he says they're basic junk, nobody's,
Oh, well, then,
Yeah, they're,
then let's just get rid of them.
that's kind of my thought. I mean, if somebody could use them on a farm or, you know, if you
I mean,
had
we can
use
still
for 'em.
post them as a free, you know, who knows if somebody needs them somewhere, but
Mhm.
rather than, because it's probably gonna cost money to trash them.
No, and it doesn't think it cost us anymore or any less for him doing it.
I think that's all
And he would just take
aluminum.
them and
Yeah.
get rid of them then?
That's all aluminum, that you can scrap it. I mean, it isn't
Are
much.
are they taken down?
Not yet,
Okay,
no, because otherwise we'd have holes in the walls,
right.
but it will be. And then when he does, he can just junk them, because like he said, they're really not worth anything. So
Yeah, they're not.
it's not like you're getting an insulated door taken out of there and with windows or whatever, so. I mean, if you guys wanna sell them, that's fine, so.
I mean, if that, whatever, I don't care.
I just thought if somebody could use them,
Yeah.
speak up.
If you're
Anybody
selling
here?
them, you gotta-
Anybody know of
If you're selling
anybody?
them, you gotta do the resolution and surplus them.
Yeah, just throw them in a 1 ton, take them down.
We don't have to even do any of that. Let Fred take care of it and be done with it.
Then just let them
Okay.
take them.
Then we'll just leave it the way it is at this point. Okay, 2021 budget approval, I want to make a motion to move that to the 29th because we have to also get the CIP plan done. And you're gonna be reviewing that before the next meeting so that we can get that approved because we cannot apply for a grant unless this is updated. So, Gary, and I need a second on my motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. And then review of the special assessments and policy for additional recycling bins. We have an issue. Because, you wanna explain it to them or?
Well, so we were talking about presenting it to the board to get it to, add it to the special assessments for the year. But Steve sent out the invoices already, and then we got a call that now somebody doesn't want it anymore. So how are you gonna handle that? If it's on a special assessment and somebody cancels like they think they can, then it's gonna be an issue. The other thing with special assessments is initially adding the recycling cost to the tax rolls was not done correctly in 2018. It was done by a motion of the board during a board meeting, and you actually need to go through a process which was not followed for that. Plus, they set a minimum amount, they set a specific amount for that special assessment, and that special assessment cost goes up every year. So what I'm telling you is, in essence, all the special assessments for the past 2 years are done wrong.
So how do we fix it?
You have to do a resolution and you have to have a public hearing. So the public hearing you could do at your annual meeting, because it's a meeting of the electors anyway.
So we
And just let them know that you're cleaning up the process. Because, 2 years ago, whenever the attorney was at the annual meeting, he said there's processes that need to be cleaned up. This is one of them. Yeah. So you
Because the
could-
motion was made with a specific amount in there, and with that price going up every year, it wasn't correct. And they, like I said, they didn't go through the complete process through this. And then we also wanna put, like,
Put the extra the extra
bins.
recycling bins on there, but then the other thing with that is what are you gonna do with them if they call up and cancel? If they order the bin for the first 6 months because it only cost them $10, and now we don't want it for a year because it's gonna cost us 20, so come and get the bin. That's gonna cause an issue with advanced if that continues, even though there's only a handful.
So, does it have to go on a special assessment? Can the township just bill them separately for that?
That's what we're
That's what
doing.
we're doing with those right now, but how are we gonna handle it? I mean, you got people that are gonna come along and say, all right, I'm here for the summer, so I want the bin for 6 months, and then when I go out of state for the winter, I don't want it anymore. That's what,
How was that initially set up that they were able to get an extra?
well, let them have it for $10 for this year, because we were just starting it this year, from June until, or July was it, till the end of the year. But then it was set up as $20 a year, starting January 1, okay? So.
Which is so minimal, I don't understand why
It's,
people argue
there are
with
no
that.
more $10 ones. It's gonna be $20, regardless if you sign up in January or now for the 2021, or if you sign up in September.
So that was still set up through the board, that the board was supposed to collect that as a special.
We
and
did.
Pay them.
Mhm.
Is there any way just to have, if, I suppose they won't do it on their own, to give them one and then charge them?
Oh, they will, but it'll cost them a whole lot more, which is why everybody was excited to do it this way.
Right, yeah, it's a lot
But you
cheaper
can
to
do it by
this way.
yourself.
How many people are on that?
Steve?
He's cutting paper. John, can you go holler at Steve?
Thought it was around a dozen.
That's what I
It's
kinda
not
thought too.
many. So what's
But this
the
was
biggest
also-
issue, is we have one person that has decided they don't want it, and we're afraid that that's gonna
They don't want
make
it for,
Advance mad, and
for
they're gonna
part
cancel
of the
this
year,
thing?
Yeah.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
not afraid.
you can't do that.
or they don't
How
want it
many
at
do we
all.
have
On
on the
extra
recycling?
recycling bins.
About 20, 25.
Oh, well then it's more than what,
Do we have any extra garbage ones, or is that both?
No, it's just recycling.
it's just recycling, we didn't do
We
any
didn't
extra
open it up
garbage.
to garbage.
I
We
didn't
didn't do
know
that.
anybody had
I
extra.
can tell you exactly in a minute.
Well, no, if you said 2025,
Yeah,
that's,
something like
that's,
that.
so we got actually more than what I figured we did, so. But what's our process gonna be? I mean, once they sign up, if they wanna cancel it, that's fine, they can cancel it, but they can't turn around and sign up again, 6 months
Well,
later.
that was my thought.
Well, and what difference, I mean, it's $20 for the year, you're not gonna get a prorated rate if you
Not
only
anymore.
cancel it for 6 months, so I guess,
So we would have to do the resolution that no matter what time of year you start, it's $20, you cancel, it doesn't matter, you're paying it. you're not-
Well, that's pretty much what it's gonna be,
Right.
because, I mean, you're talking $20 for a year, and
yeah, that's so
John,
many.
that's what's not,
resolution.
am I correct?
Yeah.
Kevin, it's by resolution only if you do a special assessment.
Right, it's not a special assessment,
Just do it every-
that, we're just billing them for every year. Because that otherwise opens up another can of worms. Because then you gotta wait the year before you can actually put it on to their taxes.
I mean, I would just, yeah, like, why can't we just make it known when they call to order one, that that's fine, it's $20, it's the year, you can't cancel
Mhm.
halfway, there's no prorate.
Well, you can cancel it, but you're not getting nothing back,
Right,
so. Just so everybody is on the same page with
Yeah.
that, so.
makes sense.
Okay, we need a motion to adjourn. Well, before we do, everybody needs their time slips in by Christmas. Sound good to you, Patty?
Yeah,
Because otherwise you're not getting paid. Put your last meeting on there. So for the
So you
29th,
got a meeting after that?
yeah, just put it on there.
Okay.
Anything else?
And if we get COVID in between, then
You're gonna die.
we're all
Wow.
gonna die.
And you all have your computers, set up your emails or get into your emails. Patty, I'll send you the Norton link and you can download that. And if you want a separate email address, you know, it's up to you guys. Let Patty know. So we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, again.
All in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Opposed? We're out of here.
so you're gonna make that a timeline? Or you think-
Julie.
Did here?
Dick will probably be lucky to make it through the winter.
Well, I saw 3 on the way here
Did we
to
get
the
everything
meeting.
covered that we were supposed to get covered?
That's almost as many as I saw, and
Oh, no.
yeah, pretty nice wrap right there on the corner. I come out of the woods Thursday night. It was pretty dark already, and get up there right behind the neighbor up the road, and here's 2 deer standing, and then one of them was, oh, it's not. I don't know what the bugger, no. I was was chasing around.
When he got his, I didn't go.
I picked him up, but nothing came out, and I even went in there and brushed between regular lot